Now, the 30 billion rands arm deal case that links the former South African president to Jacob Zuma is back in court. My name is Alokwan, and these are the news that matter the most. Now, this corruption case has been ongoing for over 2 decades, and it was previously dismissed by Judge Nkosinathi Chile in June, who ruled that the court doesn't have the authority to withdraw the charges. Now, Zuma's application to appeal this decision is currently being heard in the Pietermaritzburg High Court. And Zuma is not alone, but he is along with a French company called Thales, and they are facing multiple counts of fraud, corruption, money laundering, and racketeering. Now, the former president of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, is accused of receiving bribes through Schabir Shaik to shield Thales from investigation. Now, Schabir Shaik allegedly paid Zuma to protect Thomson CSF from investigations and to ensure the company's interest was secured in the arms deal. And also, Shaik used to manage Zuma's finances, including writing off significant debts and providing loans, which raised suspicions about their relationship. And Zuma allegedly used his influence to help Shaik's company called the African Defense Systems to secure lucrative contracts in the arms deal. Now, Schabir Shaik's conviction and testimony implicated Zuma in the corruption scandal, leading to Zuma's own charges of fraud, corruption, and money laundering. Now, these allegations around Jacob Zuma led to a commission of inquiry, which was established in 2011 called the Seriti Commission. Now, they specifically focused on allegations of corruption in 1999, which were known as the arms deal. Now, the Seriti Commission's report was released in 2016, and they found no evidence of corruption. But this report was later set aside by the North Gauteng High Court in 2019, citing the Commission's failure to investigate this matter deeply. Then there was another commission of inquiry that was established called the Zondo Commission. Now, the Zondo Commission released its report in 2022, implicating Zuma in various instances of corruption and state capture, but they did not specifically address the arms deal. Now, what makes this case to be interesting is that Schabir Shaik, who was Jacob Zuma's former financial advisor, was convicted in 2005 for paying 1.2 million to Jacob Zuma to further their corrupt relationship. And other notable figures implicated in this case include Ufana Hlongwane, who was an advisor to former Defense Minister Joe Modise. Now, Ufana Hlongwane allegedly received 280 million. And another one is Tony Nyengeni, who was also convicted of fraud related to bribe taking. And another figure is Usimpiwe Nyanda, who's a former South African National Defense Force chief, implicated in questionable relationships with Ufana Hlongwane. And also the National Prosecuting Authority, which is known as the NPA, insists that this matter must proceed to trial, citing public interest in resolving this case. Not to mention that Jacob Zuma's followers, particularly from the Umkhonto weSizwe party, have shown unwavering support for him. They view this case as a political battle rather than a legal process. What are your thoughts?